Police brutality is a common situation in today's society. Almost 800 people are seen in this unforeseen situation. Luckily for me, I'm okay, but what about the others? According to the Washington Post, police shot and killed 36 people in Georgia this year. Looking into the training and education the officers receive, it helps us understand how they react. The Georgia Police Academy provides many classes required for officers.
So they learn about de-escalating crimes. Of course, we put them through a battery of reality-based training to see if they can put together what they learn in the classroom and add a practical piece to it and see if they can put it all together and handle calls professionally.
Officer Eric Aguilar informed us about his training experience. He works on the Georgia State University campus in Atlanta.
These classes we learn stuff like probable cause, reasonable suspicion. We don't enforce any. We basically are not looking for someone's background. We're looking for people's behavior, and that would lead a reasonable and prudent person to believe that a crime has been or is about to be committed. And so those are the activities that we teach new officers to look for.
To get a full scope to see what police are trained to do, we came to Douglas County Police Station. Let's see how they handle themselves in the field.
The public's safety goes first, foremost. Our safety is next, and then the suspect's safety. And simply for the fact because the suspect is the one actually in control of what kind of force we use. A lot of people think the deputy is in control of that. Well, in essence, he's the one that uses the force, but the suspect is the one in control of it. Because if he de-escalates or stops whatever he's doing, then at that point, the deputy will stop.
Douglas County Police Department encourages a positive relationship with the community.
Biggest part of my job is to bridge that gap between law enforcement and the community. And I think the biggest way you're going to do that is you have to show mutual respect. And that's where your officers have to respect your public for who they are. And then the same, your public has to respect the officers for who they are. And it takes a two-way street. It's not going to be something that the officers all can do at one time and make it work. It's not something that community can do all at one time. It has to be a joint effort that they do it together.
In comparison of Fulton versus Douglas County police brutality cases, we found that Douglas County experienced less violent situations than Fulton County. We talked to people who's a part of the Blue Lives and Black Lives Matter movement. We want to understand their viewpoint on police brutality.
It goes along with the police officer, their upbringing, and their ethics, because you can easily have a police officer who is of color but who has never experienced any type of violence or anything, who can quick to draw their gun on you, young black kids or young Hispanic kids because of their being rowdy, but that's not where he's coming from. Where you'll have a white officer who grew up in the hood, who knows that that's the mechanics of how people talk, and he knows how to de-escalate a situation, vice versa.
Before they even handle the situation, I think that police should look outside of their position, outside of their uniforms and badges, and really feel the community that they're going to. So I feel like police shouldn't even be placed in certain neighborhoods that they're not as experienced in, or they won't just go there and be like, oh, I have to go do my job. I feel like police should handle their situations more carefully while going into communities, actually talking to them like, hey, what's going on? Not, hey, can I get your ID? Sir, who are you? Put your hands up, So I feel like police officers should always handle situations carefully and, just get a rundown of the communities that they're going to, because not all communities will be the same.
These students offer a variety of viewpoints on both organizations.
I think that we should have respect for officers, when we can, but at the same time, if they're clearly overstepping their bounds or, even using this to insinuate that cops matter more than any other person, which isn't what they're saying. None of these movements are saying anything like that, but I just think that people should, kind of not carry it as heavily as when they see another group with a more marginalized group have a movement like that.
Not all police officers are bad. My aunt actually is a police officer, and so when I hear people say that they can't really walk with 12, it's not necessarily the whole police force. I feel like if we don't want them to segregate us, we can't do the same to them. We have to give everybody an equal chance.
Perspective becomes important when it deals with life and death situations. Be safe and aware. I'm Kristen Winston, signing off at GSU TV.